Hello guys, welcome back to Working with Niko. I'm back in my boat. It's been a while. I had this excavating project that I needed to... It's not complete yet, but the first part is complete. And I did some off camera as well. And also I lost a lot of footage because I'm a moron. Pushed the wrong buttons. So I managed to delete a lot of footage from that one. So it's mostly point of view excavating, and well, obviously that wasn't too interesting because there's not very many views on that video, but okay, I can't force anyone to look at any video, but it's out there if you want to have a look. Enough of that. I've been thinking about this boat, what to do, what not to do. If you're new to this channel, I might as well just take you a quick tour. I don't bother taking you inside now because, well, it's just a mess and it's nothing to show there. I've done nothing. Just some mattresses and some bags and stuff. I've been sleeping there some nights, but it's not much to show you. And it's better footage of that one in one of my earlier videos when I had a full tour of this boat. But what I did, the whole cockpit here was wooden brown as the door. The engine cover, the lockers, and everything was brown. So I painted it white and blue. I also built a new steering console because it was too wide and it got in conflict with my knees when I was sitting here and steering the boat. So that's, as far as inside goes, that's mostly what I have done. Just brighten it up a little bit and not very much really. I mounted some channels for the cables so I can hide the channels a little bit more. And yeah, that's about it. It was a lot of grinding and sanding it down before I could paint it as well. So it took a while, and I'm not pleased at all. But it is better. And well, summer is here. I want to use this boat, so I'm not gonna do very much more. And I have said to myself that I have a stop in buying new things. What you don't see is also I put some more sound insulation around the engine so it's less noisy. Yeah, and I did something. I'm gonna take you outside. It's a little bit windy, but I hope we manage. This roof and that roof was white. So was the hatches. I painted because it's not white anymore, so obviously. But after I painted that roof, forecast said no rain for a while, so I thought, okay, now I go ahead and paint the roof. So I did that, went away for a while, went back to Hallingdal, came back a week later, and as you can see right here, gray paint has been running down the walls. Also had a lot of it down there. There is still some remnants of it. I used Rapsol and a wet cloth, or I had Rapsol on a cloth and just wiped off the most of it, and it worked surprisingly well because I don't want to damage the painting or the varnish on the side. I didn't want to use sandpaper. It was quite grey. Also made new hatches, 3 of them. because they were quite rotten. And actually that's the hatches you see down there. So, and I mounted this one. I have another one I'm gonna mount on the other side. That's about the only thing left. I had a lot of water coming in, so I tightened up around all the windows. Those windows were completely loose, barely sticking to one or two nails, and there was a lot of, like here was big cracks all around the boat, and also on the opposite side. So I spent a lot of hours tightening that up, and that's about it. That's what I've done. And regarding what to do next, I have been thinking a lot. It's fun to have this project. It really is, and it's a new thing for me. I've been on boats and stuff. I never owned a boat, and I never remade a boat in any way. But I came to the conclusion that I need to do something with the overbuilding of the boat. And then it's a question of what to do. Should I just change the roof? Of course, all that what I speak of now is not going to happen during the summer. Maybe in the autumn or during the winter. I also could wish for a little bit more height in this part here. When I'm standing up inside there, and I'm not a very tall person, but still my head bumps into the roof. So I have been considering just take it all down to the deck and tear off the walls and the whole overbuilding and make a new overbuilding. And if I'm going to do that, I'm going to take this windshield wall, and I'm going to flatten it out a little bit so it comes out here, and then angle it like that. One reason is I think it looks better. It's not a typical thing to do on this kind of boat, but one thing is it reduces reflection when it's dark outside and you have some light inside, so you can have a little bit more light in the cockpit while driving. For my part, I think it looks better or cooler. And if I'm going to tear it down anyway, why not? And I don't care about tradition. There's a lot of good things about tradition, and this is a traditional Norwegian wooden boat. But I also like to do something new. As you can see, the soft top is also it's held better by some paper clips. This whole zipper is gone. I need to fix that. I can't do that myself. I don't know how to use a sewing machine. My sister might help me with that. But I need to buy a new zipper. And there's a lot of small holes and stuff in it. I'm gonna try to repair it because a new one costs about 20,000 kroner, 25,000 kroner, which is, if you're American, it's roughly $200, which maybe not seems like much, but for me it is. So there's this question of what to do with all of this, because Well, it's operational now. I can use it throughout the summer and get to know the coastline around Vestfold and Østfold. Maybe take a trip up to Oslo, smaller trips, and that's fine. And that's what I'm gonna do when I have the time for it this summer. But I have some consideration to make, because if I'm gonna keep this boat more than this year, I want to tear down the whole overbuilding, absolutely everything. The cabin, the roof and the walls of the cabin. This little cockpit here. Take away the lockers, absolutely everything, even the bench I'm sitting on right now. On the other side there, and rebuild the whole thing, which will take a lot of time. I will have a lot of time during the winter, so I don't think time will be the issue, but also it's going to cost a lot of money. And even if I do all that and make this how I want it, it's still a slow boat. Cruising speed is about 6 knots, and I pushed it to 8 once. But that it's going to ruin the engine and use a lot of fuel, and I can't go for 8 knots for a long time. I did 1 minute tops at 8 knots. So if I'm going to take longer trips, like I would like to go around the southern tip of Norway and north along the west coast of Norway. I like the nature there very much, and I really want to have that experience in my backpack. But this is not a boat for it. I was very motivated to do that in the start when I first got this boat, but after having it out on some smaller trips and all that, it's very noisy. I have tried to sound insulate a little bit, make it less noisy, but still it's noisy, and it's slow. So if I'm gonna make that dream of mine a reality, to take longer trips on a boat, I probably would need another boat anyway. And then why should I bother to remake this boat completely? I'm leaning towards keeping the boat through the summer and sell it, and then start to look out for a new one, a better one that I can maybe do a lot of stuff with, but also go on longer trips. But what do you think? What would you do if this was your boat and you had in your mind to go on longer trips? Of course, I could swap the engine for something bigger as well, but well, engine takes up this much space already. If I'm gonna put in a bigger engine, it probably won't need a bigger engine cover, and walking back and forth in the boat will be even more complicated. And there are some things to consider, and I haven't made up my mind just yet. I want to take the summer before I make any decision, but it's quite possible that I switch this boat out. That was a little update on where we are with this boat and my thoughts for the future. I'm probably Yeah, I'm taking this boat out in a weekend, but I'm gonna have a lot of family with me, so I don't know if I'm gonna make any content from it. And I need to spend a little bit more time at home. I've been away almost every week for a long time, and only had the weekends at home, and some of the weekends even not at home. So I need to have a little bit more time at home. But hopefully during the summer I will have some videos where I just go out on maybe up to Oslo, maybe down to Svinesund in Sweden, or yeah, just the local area. We are not too far from Sweden here. So but it's mainly going to be the Oslo fjord up and down, and exploring this part of the coast, and maybe then I just call that explored and move on to new adventures further away later on. I also considered having a place for a boat in on the west coast. Where I live in Hallingdal, it's in the middle part between west and east. So actually, if I had a boat in Eidfjord, which is the bottom part of Hardangerfjorden, the Hardangerfjord, that would be a shorter drive to get to the boat. But then I would have a long drive, because that's a long fjord. If you look up the Hardangerfjord on the map, that's a long fjord. So if I'm going to do that, I definitely want to need a faster boat. But it is a possibility. Who knows? Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this up. This was just a short update and sharing some of the thoughts. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.